Hello and welcome back to the Football Chat. Today we're going to be talking about Conor Gallagher and why Chelsea must not sell him. So, rumoured very recently across social media is that Conor Gallagher is set to be sold by Chelsea during this January transfer window, with Tottenham reportedly the club that is interested. We've heard a lot about this. I think we've both come to the general consensus this would be the worst thing the Bowley era has done yet, right?
Yeah, I think so. If you asked me this question a year and a half ago, I'd have said, okay, sure, let's sell him. Nowadays, though, you can't get rid of him. You cannot get rid of him. He is one of our only players that bleeds blue. And we need players like that. We can't let him go. We cannot let Conor Gallagher leave.
Yeah, I don't think any Chelsea fan, well, not many Chelsea fans, there's going to be one out there, isn't there? But not many Chelsea fans want Conor Gallagher to leave right now. So why are Chelsea selling him? Well, as it did last summer, it all comes down to FFP, financial fair play regulations. Chelsea at the moment are still in a little bit of danger with regard to breaching it. Obviously, selling Conor Gallagher is pure profit because they don't have to sell off any amortisation because they didn't buy Conor Gallagher. He came through the academy. So basically, he saves them in that regard. But if we're going to do that, my question is, why don't we sell some of our other players? Because Ian Martson's the same, but Ian Martson's made a handful of appearances, very few starts. Conor Gallagher's played pretty much every minute. So I really don't understand that. I get from the FFP perspective why you want to do it, but it feels like we're thinking of transfers too much at boardroom level and not enough on the pitch. And that frustrates me a lot because I think Conor Gallagher, if for anyone watching, is one of the best players in the Chelsea team this season. I'd argue he's been our second best performer, behind only Cole Palmer. But you can't really compete with Cole Palmer's level. He's been brilliant this year. But I don't see how we can even seriously consider selling Conor Gallagher.
Yeah, and the bit that frustrates me the most is that Chelsea we've put ourselves in this position. We knew that all these signings, all this money being chucked around would put us, on the line, wouldn't need us to make these decisions, but we shouldn't have. If we knew this was going to be the outcome, that we'd have to maybe be selling some of our best players, some of our favourite players, then that's a silly idea. And then you look who we've brought in, and you look how they've performed, and you think some of them, well, they're not better than Conor Gallagher. Yeah. So why, if we let Conor go, we're done for.
The thing is, there are other ways we can make up the FFP. As I say, we could sell other players. Ian Martson's one that is a potential. I quite like Martson, but if we're not going to play him at left back, then what is the point in having him? We don't need three left backs, so one of them's got to leave. And given the fact that Martson would generate pure FFP, I think it would probably have to be him over Cucurella or Chilwell, especially since at the moment Cole's playing over him there. So what is the point of having Conor Gallagher? And they've not got Ian Martin.
Really thrown me off because again a year ago I said sell Mark Cucurella for £5.50, but
and don't sell Ian Martin at all. Yeah, he was brilliant at Burnley. But that's the thing. Football's so volatile. The market changes so quickly, and players can be in form or out of form. It changes so rapidly.
And we knew with Conor, after that season at Palace, we knew how good he was. Didn't have a good year last year, but who did for Chelsea?
But that's the thing. We didn't play him in his role. Conor Gallagher is an attacking midfielder. We played him in a pivot. He was crap. Why was he crap? Because he can't play in a pivot. Conor Gallagher's best attributes are running and scoring.
And more running.
And more. All he does is run.
I love it.
We've seen it recently. So he's had to play in the pivot with Enzo Fernandez out injured and Ugo Chukwu out injured and Romeo Lavia out injured. We've had to put Conor Gallagher a little deeper. And he's struggled in there because he cannot play in the middle of the park. What you need from someone in the middle of the park is able to put in a good challenge, be disciplined, move the ball well. He's not very good at those midfield aspects of the game. His best aspects are pressing. He's an incredible presser. We saw it in the game against, was it Tottenham or Arsenal? I want to say Arsenal, actually, where him and Palmer were pressing up really high. We played Palmer as the false nine, and they're pressing up really well. And we won the ball back multiple times. That's why we scored 3 goals. Yes, we threw the game away eventually, but we still put ourselves in that position. And Gallagher was immense in that game. He needs to be playing in that higher role. It's just that he's had to play a little bit deeper at the moment because we have so many injuries. We've got 3 senior midfielders currently out injured
and
at the same time.
Obviously, Peter would say, "Oh, why did you put Palmer then?" But as you said, he played in the false 9 in that game, and that worked. And to be honest,
or on the left, or the right, or literally.
But also, when you've got 2 strikers in Jackson and Breuer who haven't done horrifically, but neither of them are in form that deserves to start every game. And with Potter showing us to rotate, I think Gallagher has adapted a little bit to playing in a pivot. He doesn't look as shocking as he did last year. Yeah, it wasn't like we saw him in the pivot and we went, well, we've lost 2-0 today.
But I think Moise Caicedo makes up a lot of that. I know a lot of Chelsea fans haven't been enamoured by Moise so far, but I think it's the stuff that he does that goes under the radar. Yes, he still makes a few dodgy passes.
That under the radar stuff wasn't worth how much we paid.
No player. I don't think any player's going to be worth 120 million. I mean, look at the players that have been sold at those sort of prices. I think, the 100 million paid for Enzo, I think that's more justified because he is a creator. But you're never going to look at a defensive midfielder and think, yeah, we smashed it. Because he's a defensive midfielder. There's nothing he does. Rodri and Rice, but even Rice now plays box to box. So there's not much love for defensive midfielders out there. Casemiro a few years ago.
Smacks on top corner the other games.
Exactly, and everyone can see the brilliant player that Rodri is. But
Gallagher, cannot let him go.
No, back to the point. Conor Gallagher, why can't we let him go? He's very good.
He's
very good at what he does. He's a fantastic presser. I think if we're looking at an ideal Chelsea team with Jackson away at AFCON and Bruyne not really firing, I would be saying Palmer on one flank, depending on who you're playing, because if you want Mudryk on the left, Sterling potentially on the right, but you could also play on the left. I'd probably prefer Mudryk right now. I think he's outperforming Sterling. Not that Sterling's been particularly poor, but I think Mudryk's been better. Then I'd have Conor Gallagher attack midfield and Nkunku leading the line. I think that would be the most succinct Chelsea attack. Obviously, you've got Bruyne to rotate in there. Madueke, who was fantastic. So it'd be harsh to drop him.
These players are starting to get in form. Madueke's now got more goals this season than Gabriel Martinelli.
Who'd have thought it? You have to give players time to adapt when you buy loads at the same time.
That player is getting there. We're getting there. And we're still 10th, though. That needs to change. Well,
it can't change overnight, though. And we are pushing back up the table. And if you look at the sides ahead of Chelsea right now, there are a few overperformances in there. Manchester United, the biggest overperformance in the league. I genuinely think they should be in the relegation zone.
How do they? It frustrates me. I know it's nowhere near Conor Gallagher, but it frustrates me how they take points off the big teams, and then when they play Nottingham Forest, they get undone by Morgan Gibbs-White.
No, because they still get fortunate in those games. They still beat the likes of Luton and Fulham despite being worse in those games. But I thought when Rashford scored last night, they were going to win 2-1.
Yeah.
And that would have been really frustrating. And then I was watching up at the time, went back in the kitchen, and then I just heard Morgan Gibbs-White and went back in. There we go. United are still shit. But anyway, I think that, Gallagher clearly been very good this season. Also, Pochettino loves him.
Yeah, so do I.
Pochettino's doing pretty much every game. He's been really good this season. Yes, he's still got the tendency to pick up a stupid yellow card. That can possibly be coached out of him one day, but overall,
he runs so much and so fast. It just barrels into people.
He does run a lot. Also, he's captained us this season for most of the games because Reece hasn't been fit.
And you look at our leaders. We don't have any.
No, there aren't any.
Apart from Thiago Silva,
the side's too young.
Has been very hit and miss this year.
And Reece James has been out injured.
We've got nobody.
Alfie Gilchrist came on, looks like our biggest leader, the under 21 captain.
To be completely honest, if we had no Gallagher, Reece or Silva in the side, it'd probably mean that Gilchrist is starting because that's a lot of injuries. And I'd give him the armband. Under 21's captain, he's a good leader.
Yeah. And also, the other reason we cannot allow this is because it's Tottenham, and we all hate Tottenham. We can't let him go to Tottenham. I don't really know why Tottenham are targeting him anyway, because he doesn't make any sense to me as a Tottenham player. Because what you have, Conor Gallagher and Pape Matar profile very similarly. If you look at the FB ref, very, very similar type of player. So what is the point in having two of the same player? They can't both start. He can't play in the pivot. So where are you playing him? You could play him deep midfield. He's going to get lost. You can't play him in the attacking midfielder role because he's not as creative as James Maddison. He hasn't got that. He doesn't suit that Tottenham team. The only place he could play in the Tottenham side is up front. Press things, but he could play up front. But I think for me, it doesn't make any sense for Tottenham to sign him. Tottenham need centre halves. That's about it. Possibly some backups in other areas. But Conor Gallagher does not fit what Tottenham need, especially at 40 million. So it'd be a stupid purchase for Tottenham. Chelsea cannot let Gallagher go. No. So it'd be a stupid sell from Chelsea. And Gallagher would be downgrading. So bad decision for everyone involved. But so to answer, we've spoken about what Chelsea shouldn't do in January. What should Chelsea do in January?
I honestly believe nothing.
Really?
Yeah. We don't need any more footballers. We could, maybe we should sell a couple. If this FFP is a problem, then maybe we could look to ship Martson or somebody. I would have said Madueke, but again, you give a footballer time, they show their class. This is the thing.
People have been criticising, saying, "Oh, Poch, you need to get Madueke in, and why is Madueke not starting?" And now that he's started and scored, people are like, "Poch, you're a mug. Why didn't you should have started Madueke earlier? We'd have done this." It's like, no. Poch knows what he's doing. He's a brilliant man manager. Look at what he did with Heung-min Son. Look at what he did with Dele Alli. He knows how to get the best out of players. He's done that with Madueke. Madueke was not putting the effort in. Poch made sure that Madueke was going to do that. He's clearly worked hard to get here, and now he deserves that shot, and now he's playing well. I think that's a sign of a really good manager. Compared, I don't think it's. I think Madueke is performing because of Poch, not in spite of. Yeah. I think that you can clearly see there's been. He said in the media just before Christmas, about 20th of December, something like that, I think, the press conference was, he said something along the lines of, Madueke isn't training well enough, he's not working hard enough. And then that week since, between that press conference and the game he scored in against Luton, and Crystal Palace, actually, he scored in that game as well, didn't he? So, between there and then, he clearly worked really hard. Yeah. So he deserved those chances, and he did well when given them.
As a manager, Potter shouldn't just say that because he wants to slag off his players. He knows at any
That'd
level,
motivate them, wouldn't it?
At any level, in a public, space, if Poch says that, it's going to fire his player out. Because you're Madueke, you watch that and go, I'm going to prove this man wrong. Rather than go, I hate him, he's a knob.
Well, it depends, because look at Ryan with Jay and Sancho.
Yeah, go training on
That's the difference, isn't it? In mentality. Madueke didn't put himself ahead of the club or the manager. No. He wanted to work hard. Whereas Sancho's gone, I'm better than this. You're not going to tell me what to do, which hasn't worked out for him.
Right now, I'm choosing over Sterling. I'm choosing Mudryk as well. I'm choosing over Sterling. Go away, basically.
Yeah, Sterling for me. When's his contract up?
Now, hopefully.
End of next season, end of 25, I want to say.
But he's just not firing.
Or did we put him on like an 8-year contract?
Oh, we probably did. We love 8 years. But yeah, no, for Chelsea, what we need from January, I don't know about you, but I don't think we need to buy anybody.
I think my only... Oh, it's a 5-year deal, for Christ's sake. 2027. That's the problem with the long-term deals, especially for older players, is we now cannot shift Sterling. Like, we just can't.
No.
Where do we move him? Anyway, in terms of what we need from January, it very much depends how comfortable we are playing Nkunku as the striker. If we're fine with that, then we don't necessarily need a striker. My only question is, do we sign one? I don't think Victor Osimhen makes any sense, because there is no point having two strikers who are both going to be away at AFCON, because that is completely pointless. We'll have no striker ever for January and February.
When they come back in March, we're going to have two... Yeah,
two competing strikers. I don't think Jackson's world class yet. I'm not sure Osimhen is yet, so he's very, very good. I wouldn't say he's world class.
I would.
Okay, maybe. But for me, it would make more sense to go and get Lautaro Martinez. He's had a better season this year. I think he's more attuned to what Poch likes in a striker. If you look at Lautaro's...
We need to stop spending money.
No, I agree. But Poch has chased Lautaro for years. If there's a chance for him to come to the bridge, I think we take that. And maybe Broya's a sell-on, because he's obviously pure FFP there. I love Armando Broya, but he's not performed when called upon this season, so I'm not exactly sure how Poch manages that. So there are other options. People have been saying centre-halves. That is the dumbest suggestion.
No, we don't.
I don't look at a Colwill, Badiashile, Fofana, and
Thiago Silva
and Disassi, and go, we need another centre-half in that mix. And yes, Silva's going to go at the end of the season. Well, if you're checking Gilchrist, you might as well chuck Trevin. Trevor Chalobah's another one. Sell him, pure FFP profit.
Yeah, exactly. I see why we've got Chalobah, Martson, Broya, who are all good players, but I wouldn't say
Broya until we get another striker.
But I'd happily see them leave before I see Conor Gallagher leave.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And in terms of, is there anyone else that needs to be loaned out, or any other positions need to target? I don't really think so. We've got players everywhere now.
Again, we should give all those footballers time. Once they're all fit.
The problem is, I would say another midfielder, but once Lavia and Ugachukwu are fit,
and I think goal kicker wise, Sanchez is crap. Petrovic has proved that he's capable to start.
I think he has to start now.
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
I think Petrovic has done more than enough. Because even in that Luton game where we conceded 2, what more could Petro have done? He made so many saves in the dying embers as we bottled. But
that save from
hold on for the win at least.
The free kick, wasn't it?
There was and the save as well of Alfie Doughty's header that then he saved away and Adebayo got it at the back post. Not any more Petro could have done about that.
No, he's got no one marked Adebayo.
Which you think would be the only thing we do.
Yeah.
Just stick everyone on Adebayo and stop letting Doughty cross. Anyway.
Overall, don't let Conor Gallagher leave. Don't buy any more footballers unless we need to.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else that Chelsea need. Anyone you send out on loan?
No.
Anyone that isn't out on loan at the minute?
Don't think so.
Anyone you'd recall from loan?
No.
Fair enough.
I think we're okay. I honestly think we're okay. We should just stick the teams. We're getting into form now. We should keep going, keep pushing on.
And people will build these ridiculous 11s where it's like, well, actually, what we need is this goalkeeper, and it's like Mike Moynihan and all this, and it's just like, well, do we need to go and buy 8 more players for 300 million? Probably not.
No.
Probably not. Let's just have a summer off, a window off.
We can still get Europe this year. We really can.
I agree.
Yeah, we're only a couple.
Cut the inconsistency out.
The Newcastle result on Monday night yet, but if they've lost there, we're 1 point behind them.
We could be ahead of Manchester United because I think they'll lose to who they're playing this weekend.
They lost to Forest.
No, next weekend.
Next weekend.
Weekend coming up.
Oh
no, sorry, it's this weekend. It's this game week. Yeah, sorry, I thought they were going to lose again.
It's FA Cup.
It's FA Cup after that, where they're going to lose to Wigan. So that will be funny.
And they should automatically lose position in the Premier League.
They should.
Wigan Athletic.
If they got after that, I think Chelsea can push up the table.
We'll be absolutely fine.
It's a nice run of games coming up. I think we play Sheffield United soon, so that's good fun.
Just don't let Conor Gallagher go. That's all I've got to say. Do not let that man leave.
That's it.
I'll jump in front of his car.
We play Fulham, then Liverpool, then Wolves, Crystal Palace, City, Tottenham. When do we get to play Sheffield United?
I think the Liverpool game is a big one because
we drew that earlier in the season. I think we can win that.
We have to be competitive though. Obviously, they've started the fire at they're top of the league, but I think we have to be even if we lose 1-0, but give them a good game. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I agree. Obviously, Fulham should be a win.
And let's say this Fulham Super team.
That is the double up BT Sport game, so that's not fun. Too much BT Sport for my life. Or TNT, sorry.
No mucking around with Middlesbrough. In either games, they should both be convincing 2, 3, 4 0 wins.
Or Preston. Let's just beat Preston, please, this Saturday.
Also, please rotate in those games so we don't pick up injuries. I don't want to see an Enzo Caicedo pivot against Preston.
No.
Or Middlesbrough.
But also, we can't. Enzo's still unfit, I think.
No, he came off the bench, didn't he, against Luton?
Oh, okay. Maybe he's fine then. Goller injury list is still so
it's fine. It's on the mend.
The thing is, once Reece James back, once Wesley Fofana's back, it doesn't look like half bad side.
No.
I still think Fofana starts for me over Disasi or Thiago Silva.
Yeah,
especially long term.
Disasi scares me.
Disasi doesn't scare me.
I think he's a good player. I don't know. He just makes me panic every time I watch him play. But he is a good defender.
Yeah, I don't know.
He just doesn't. He's one of the,
I really don't like him at right back.
Thing is, Rudiger
he gets caught too hard.
Yeah, Rudiger was erratic, but he always felt with confidence just the way he ran.
But
just left the ball 45 yards.
It was his high knees running. You just knew he'd get back.
Yeah. Honestly, they give me he give the halfway line. They're going to hit the area, and I'll back him to get there. Get those knees up, mate. Get powered on.
Anyway, I think that we'll call that hit there. Conor Gallagher should not be allowed to be sold. If not, we should riot and jump on Stamford Bridge's pitch. Probably not do that, but we should kick off in a major way. I don't think Conor Gallagher deserves to leave, and I don't think we should let him go to Tottenham.
He doesn't want to leave. That's funny, though. He doesn't want to leave.
That's the funny thing is Chelsea could accept a bid from Tottenham. If Conor Gallagher goes no, and Poch goes, I'm going to keep playing him. Yeah. And also no.
Poch
doesn't matter, does it?
The board could tell Poch to not play him, and the only thing they could do is sack him for playing Conor Gallagher. At that point, we'd all just riot. We would riot.
Poch isn't too popular, which I get to a certain extent, but I also don't. But I think that's a different video.
And if we gain 4 positions in the next couple of months, then everyone will be happy.
Exactly. So I think that's time to call it there. Yeah. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. Get involved in the comments below. Give us your thoughts. Should Chelsea sell Conor Gallagher? What do they need from the January transfer window? All that sort of stuff. But thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.